Hello, welcome to Grandpa's Bedtime Yoga. I'm Carl Stewart, and about 20 years ago I had a medical event, specifically a brain aneurysm that drove me out of my work, and after which I had to learn how to do basic things over again, such as walk and talk. Now, up until then I'd been a very physically active person. I'd been back from my youth. I'd played basketball, been in the Army Green Berets, had been physical. After that, though, I became very sedentary. Aches and pains that I'd never felt cropped up. It got so bad that I couldn't even touch my hands behind my back without terrible pain in my shoulders and pain in the small of my back. I went to a doctor. And he said, "What are you doing for that?" And I said, "Well, I'm trying to avoid doing that because it hurts." And he said, "That's exactly the wrong thing to do. What you need to do is exercise them. You need to work those things." And I thought, now how am I going to do that when things hurt every time I move them? I remembered back when I was training for the Green Berets and we were running 2 or 3 miles a day. That was no big deal. The running was easy, but carrying a 40-pound pack on my back while I ran wasn't. And after a while, the pain in the small of my back got so bad that I checked into the base hospital down in Fort Bragg, talked to a young doctor. This was in the late 60s, so I'm placing it in time. And he said, after examining, yes, you have a slight distortion of your spine and it's causing pain. We can either fuse your spine or perhaps you could learn yoga. And I thought at the time, well, if it's a choice between fusing my spine or learning yoga, I'll take the yoga. That way I won't wash out of this class. So I went to the library. At that time, you had to check out books. And checked out a book, found a number of poses, and I worked those into a routine. But as life went on and I got out, I stopped doing that. Now, on the basis of this medical event that had happened to me, I picked it back up again. I went back and dug out the old notes that I had made from 50 years ago and started doing them regularly. Postures and poses that I figured would help my shoulders, neck, back, and legs, because by this time I was so sedentary that I was actually on medication for restless leg syndrome, with a medication they give to people with Parkinson's disease. In other words, I was becoming a sedentary basket case. I started doing these yoga postures, and within a week, I was feeling better. Within 2 weeks, the pain in my back was gone. I carry my stress in my shoulders and in my neck. If you do, if that's where you carry weight, if you have pain there, I can't guarantee anything. This helped me. It may help you. I'm not a person that likes to put myself out for a long period of time. I like things to be short and sweet. I know I'll follow through on them. So I had to get a program down to maybe 15 or 20 minutes per day. That's all this is. This will not take hours out of your daytime. Secondly, I do them at night. Often you should do your yoga, if you're doing yoga, some people recommend early in the morning when you first get up. Some people say midday. I do it before I go to bed because I would lie in bed for 2 hours waiting to go to sleep, waiting for my body to calm down, waiting for pain to stop. But by doing the yoga before bedtime, I go to sleep within a half an hour. I don't take medication now for Parkinson's disease. The restless leg is gone. The pain in my back is gone. Whereas before, when I started this, I could not touch my hands behind my back. I can touch my hands behind my back and shake hands. So there's some hope. If you want to try this, fine. I recommend it. I picked these dozen exercises for my use. There are hundreds of yoga poses with various names. If these are not for you, find others, but do something. Secondly, If you are under a doctor's care, it's probably best to check in. And if you are pregnant, some are not for you, like the cobra. Finally, don't overdo it. I do it nightly, but you might start out 2 or 3 times a week. Is it going to cure everything? No, it's not. I don't even know if it's going to help you. It helped me. If you think it might help you, we'll show you what it looks like as soon as I switch into my workout gear. Okay, here we go. I start off standing with a complete breath. Breathing is critical to all yoga. Someone once said yoga is the search for the perfect breath. I've been at it for 15 years and still am looking for that perfect breath. Stand straight. Raise your arms slowly. Breathe in through your nose and hold for a 5 count. Slowly lower them. Repeat 3 times. As you become more proficient, you will be able to do this to a 10 count. The sideways stretch. It really helped eliminate back pain. Stand with your feet about 3 feet apart. Lift one hand. Breathe out and bend the other way. Do not strain. Stand straight and go the other direction. Breathe in as you straighten up. Don't you love my Batman superhero outfit? You may prefer Superman or Wonder Woman. I move to the triangle. It's good for hips, your back, and thighs. Now your feet are about 4 feet apart. One foot pointing forward, the other more out. Exhale as you slowly reach for the floor. If you can't get there, just go as far as you can without straining. If you can't reach the floor, touch your knees. You'll improve with time. As you reach down, turn your body to spot the ceiling. I finish this by reaching down behind my knees to clasp my hands on my calves. If you can't reach down that far, just reach as far as you can. Now I sit. This is the back stretch. It's great for the spine and abdomen. But before I do that, I always rotate my feet because they don't get enough attention. Slowly you'll reach forward, exhaling. Reach for the toes. For a count of 5 or 10. Do not strain. If you can't reach your toes, reach your knees. Repeat this 3 times. I pause to rest and breathe between sometimes. Take a moment to do that. Now I move to the thigh stretch or the leg bounce. It's good for your thighs, hips, and flexibility. Always sit straight. Your head should be over your shoulders. Bring both feet in with soles touching. Clasp with both your hands. Breathe and gently bounce the legs. When you're finished, exhale and lean forward, or exerting gentle pressure at the end. Then sit up. Massage your feet briefly, then extend them. Now I'll do neck rolls for neck pain and shoulder pain. Sit straight, tuck in your legs. Forget turning them into a pretzel. Just sit cross-legged. Roll your head 5 times clockwise and 5 times counterclockwise. Remember to keep breathing. Never hold your breath and lock it in. Keep your eyes open. You don't want to tumble over because you lose your balance. Now I move to a simple twist. This is great for the spine and flexibility of the neck, thighs, and waist. Sit and breathe and raise one foot over the other thigh. Place one hand on the floor behind you. Reach the other hand over and place it on your right knee if you can. Gently turn your head and shoulder and twist your torso. Hold this for a 5 count. Return forward and pose the other direction. I'm 77, but someone once told me you are as young as your spine is flexible, and yoga is marvelous for increasing your flexibility of your spine. While you're doing these, monitor the rest of your body. Make sure, like your foot, is relaxed. Don't put tension anywhere you're not forced to. Now we'll go to the hands and knees. And this first pose, this is several poses combined that I put together. First I go into the cow. It's a saggy back, head forward, up. Raise the back into an abdominal lift and then move into the downward facing dog. Head down, feet as flat as possible. Then slowly collapse into the stretching puppy, reaching forward. Feel how your arms are being stretched and breathe. This exercise is good for almost everything. I repeat most of my poses 3 times, sometimes a little longer, sometimes a little shorter. It depends on if I feel I'm making as much progress as I want to. You should read your body the same way. Okay, now I'm going to the cobra. This is good for the chin, the neck, shoulders, arm, butt, and small of the back. Lie on the stomach, feet together, chin on the floor, hands beside the shoulders. Breathe in, lift the head and shoulders. Do not strain. If you can't go all the way up so your arms are straight, do the low cobra with your elbows bent if you're straining. Otherwise, keep lifting till your elbows are straight. Raise your head and thrust out your chin. Then lower to the floor. Rest the head and relax a moment. Breathe. Keep your elbows into your sides. There's a tendency, at least I have it, to stick my elbows out. That puts undue stress on the shoulders. Don't do that. Next, I'm going to the Maltese cross, or the simple leg over. This helps abdominals, thigh, waist, hips, and back. Inhale deeply. Lift the leg and turn it over to the other side. Exhale as you're lowering it to the other side. Get your leg as close to your hand as you can, but don't strain yourself over it. As you're lowering the leg, you can turn your head in the other direction. That helps the neck. This next section is my own addition. I do a scalp massage at the end. I started this just by accident and found out it helped. Then I do a neck rub for the very same reasons. You can shorten them or lengthen them as you feel you'd want to. There's no magic number. I do arm and hand waves. It relaxes my biceps, my hands, my wrists. I write, and because I'm a writer, and I believe the old yogis did not work with a keyboard, so maybe they did not need the hand relaxation so much. Then one last shoulder and neck stretch. Left, center, and right. Deep inhale and exhale twice after this. Force the air in and force your abdomen out. Don't hold your breath. Let it go all the way out. Flat stomach. Don't breathe if you don't have to here. Just let your abdomen relax. Then breathe in again. Deep breath. Let it flow like a wave. In and then out. Next, I bend my legs and shake the legs to relieve the muscles of tightness. And then finally, for the same reasons, I'll do a very brief foot shakes. Half body twists. Now, the last one is the corpse. That's right, it's a corpse. That's the name. I didn't make it up. This is the easiest, yet the most difficult to do. To do right. You relax each muscle in turn, from your head to your feet. You breathe deeply. Imagine a peaceful scene. Relax your body, then rise and go to bed.